Hello to all of you. So in previous lecture we study about what is the irrigation and what is the irrigation engineering. Then after what is the necessity of irrigation. Then after we studied scope of irrigation engineering. Clear. So in this lecture we study about first one, benefits of irrigation. Clear. So what is the benefits, or we can say that what is the advantages of irrigation? Clear. So there are plethora of benefits or advantages of irrigations. Clear. So first one, increase in crop yield. Clear. You know that the what is the meaning of irrigation? Irrigation means artificial process. Clear. To supply a water. Sorry, artificial process of supply a water to crop. Clear. So in this type of advantages, obviously we have the facility of irrigation, so we can supply irrigation water timely and periodically. Clear. So and in control manner, so obviously we get a maximum crop yield, otherwise we can say that maximum crop productions, because of we supply water in control manner and timely, otherwise we can say that periodically. Clear. The second advantage is protection from famine. Famine means scarcity of food. Clear. So there are two ways. There are two ways, or otherwise the constructions of irrigation work help during the famine and drought in two ways. Clear. So during the constructions of irrigation work like a dam or types of canals and canal systems, head works. Clear. So there are lots of amount of employment is generated due to the constructions of that particular irrigation work. Clear. So that famine will be reduced, and after the constructions of irrigation works, dam will be constructed, so we can supply a water timely and periodically in dry year. So obviously we supply a water during the drought period, so obviously we overcome from the drought. So that irrigation facility overcomes in two ways: first one famine and second one drought. Then third one, cultivation of crash crop. So what is a crash crop? You know that sugar cane, cotton, seeds. Here, so there are all included in crash crop. So obviously we have irrigation facility. So we uh, supply to that particular crop. So we get a maximum crash crop, because crash crop require maximum amount of water. Then fourth one, eliminations of mixed crop. Clear. If irrigation facility is not available, so the farmer have a one type of tendency. So he grow numbers of crop in small field. Clear. Then supply of water. Then like farmer grows three types of crop: A, B, and C. Clear. So obviously the supply of water in some amount, and the atmosphere conditions and that particular soils and manuring systems are different from different crop. Clear. Like crop A have a water requirement 15 centimeter, crop B requires 60 centimeter, and crop C requires 70 centimeter. Clear. But farmers irrigate supply of water to 60 centimeter. Clear. So the crop B will be grown, but crop A and crop C is wilt or is die. Clear. So that if we have a irrigation facility, so we supply water in control manner, and we know that the which type of crop requirement, how much water to grow. Clear. So that elimination of mixed cropping will be that. So the mixed cropping will be eliminated by the irrigation facility. The next one is increase in the wealth of country. Clear. So almost all irrigation projects are designed so that bring some revenue for that government or for that state or for that country. So in addition, the water tax will be covered by the government from farmer. So the wealth of country will be improved. Next one, increase in prosperity of people. Obviously, uh, one location have a irrigation facility and one location do not have a irrigation facility. So obviously, that land have a irrigation facility, the land value is more as compared to the wood which do not have irrigation facility. Clear? So the value of land increase due to irrigation facility, and farmers or that particular people grow lots of amount of crop. So obviously that they get maximum revenue from this farm or from this irrigation facility. So obviously the people's standard or the quality of life will be increased by irrigation facility. And next one, generation of hydroelectrical power. So obviously in Valley project, clear, like a Sardar Sarovar Dam. So in Sardar Sarovar Dam, so there are hydroelectric power plant to generate electricity. So obviously by irrigations or by constructions of dam, so we can generate hydroelectrical power, otherwise electricity to that people. The next one is domestic and industrial water supply. Like if domestic and industrial have not sources of water, so that government or that state will supply or construction supply of water by constructions of canal. Clear? So that domestic and industrial get water from that irrigation facility. Then inland navigation. So what is a navigation? You know that. And inland means into E. Clear. So by the canal or by the constructions of canal or by the constructions of large size of canal, we can access one place to another place. So the canal which will be useful for transportation or which will be used for navigations. Clear. So that farmers transport of crop that agriculture field to mandis. Mandis means vegetable market or something, that wholesale market. Then after communication facility, clear. So in communication facility, you know that when we construct a canal, there are we also constructed WBM road, means water macadam road. Clear? Waterbound macadam road along the side of canal, so that road will be useful for the communication for village to village. The next one, canal plantation. So in canal plantation, you know that there are different or lots of type of amount or lots of type of trees or plant are planted along the side of canal. Clear? So this tree would obviously give timbers and also check the soil erosion along sides of the canal. So that called canal plantation. Clear? And last one, increase in groundwater storage. Clear? In after some chapter like in distribution work, you will study there are two types of canal, line canal and unlined canal. Clear? So in unlined canal, so the water percolate to the ground. So obviously the groundwater stable storage, otherwise groundwater table will be improved. But in line canal, so there are no percolation. Clear? There are no infiltration, so the groundwater table will be not rise. Clear? But in unlined canal, like that called alluvial canal. So in alluvial canal, the water will be percolate and infiltrate to the ground. So the groundwater table, otherwise we can see that groundwater storage will be increased. Clear? So there are lots of amount of advantages of irrigations. So the next one is ill effects of irrigation. So, what is ill effect? Otherwise, we can say that disadvantages of irrigation. Clear? If irrigation water is used properly in scientific manner, so there are no ill effects of irrigation. But we use excess amount of water or in scientific manner, so that disadvantages will be occur. Otherwise, ill effects will be occur due to irrigation facility. Clear? So there are common ill effects of irrigation are: first one, waterlogging. So what is a waterlogging? Waterlogging means that particular, otherwise we can say that waterlogged area means that particular area will be covered by water. Means when, so when we supply a water to the ground, clear, so that water table increase and then water table reaches near the root zone of crop, so that soil porous, otherwise we can say that soil voids become fully saturated and the normal circulations of air in that particular root zone of crop is stopped. So we know that there are three requirements to grow a crop. First one, air, water and soil. Clear? In these conditions, the air will be stopped, means air circulation will be stopped, so the growth of crop will be decreased or will be stopped, and then after that crop will be died or wilt, so that land will become useless, futile for that irrigation. Clear? So that call of water logging. And next one, mosquito nuisance. So obviously due to excess applications of water and leakage from the canal and pipe, so that particular pits and hole, depression get filled by the water. So you know that pools and depression which are very useful for that mosquito, because that act as a breeding place for them. Clear? So that region become malaria prone. So this is a mosquito nuisance due to leakage. Clear? Leakage of from canal, due to leakage of from pipe. Clear? Then third one, damp climate. So obviously that area means which, like area we consider as a near about Gandhinagar. Clear? Ahmedabad to Gandhinagar. So that area which is called as a sugar. Clear? So that obviously there are ecology or there are environment. Obviously they're cold, clear and damp. But due to constructions of that canal, so that area will be become colder and damper. So this is a damp climate. Then fourth one, last, pollution of groundwater. You know that due to evaporation there are lots of amount of water will be evaporized or vaporized. Like about one half to two third of water we applicate to the irrigation field, which will be evaporate due to the evaporation. Clear? One half to two third of water. So the remaining amount of water act as a return flow. Clear? So that return flow has a higher concentrations of salt, including nitrates and phosphate, and that nitrates and phosphate and that particular salt are come from the fertilizer. Clear? So due to addition of that contaminants, irrigation return flow will be polluted, and so that return flow will polluted, and after that that groundwater and also river will be polluted due to these contaminants like salt, nitrate and phosphate. Clear? So there are four disadvantages. Otherwise, we can say there are four ill effects of irrigation. Clear? So next topic is types of irrigation system. So there are lots of type. So first one, flow irrigation. Then after, lift irrigation. Further classifications of flow, there are three classification: perennial, as per source, and inundation irrigation. And there are again further classification as per source. There are direct irrigations, storage irrigation and combined irrigation in this direct plus storage. But the second classifications of lift irrigation are further classified as a well irrigation and lift canal irrigation. Clear? So we will discuss in deeply. So first one, what is a flow irrigation? So in flow irrigation, the water at a higher level, so that water convey or distribute by the gravity flow. So this scheme is useful when the irrigation water is high level or high high height. Clear? Then we use flow irrigations. So in this flow irrigation, there are two types: perennial irrigation and second one, inundation irrigation. So in perennial irrigation, so in this system the water is supplied as per the crop requirement, otherwise we can say that regular intervals through the crop period. Clear? So what is the period we will discuss in next chapter. Clear? Crop period, base period, etc. There are lots of definitions in this second chapter which is very important for you. So in perennial irrigation system, so the water supplied as per the crop requirement at regular intervals. So in perennial irrigation system, there are control on the water supply. Then second one, inundation irrigation system. So in this inundation irrigation system, the large quantity of water flowing in a river during flood is allowed to flood or inundate the land to be cultivated. Clear? So there are no control or there are no regular interval to supply a water. Clear? So in this inundation irrigation system, there are large amount of water directly supplied to the particular agricultural field where that river are flooded. Clear? So there are lots of amount of water will be drain off and that particular soil capacity that requires and that infiltrate water that it requires. Clear? So perennial irrigation system, there are controls on water supply, and in inundation irrigation system there are no control of water supply. Clear? Again, depending upon the source, there are again further classified is it in three types. First one, direct irrigation system, storage irrigation system, and third one, combined irrigation system. So what is this direct irrigation system? So in direct irrigation system, there are no storage of water. Clear? So in this system, water is directly diverted to the off-taking canal. Clear? So in this type of system, there are low height of weir or barrage will constructed for the divert of that particular water to off-taking canal. Clear? In this system, there are no storage. Clear? So this system is useful for perennial river. Clear? When the water is flowing throughout the year. So that location we use direct irrigation system. Example like Vasna barrage. The second one is storage irrigation system. Clear? You know that. So what is the in this system? Storage irrigation system. So in this system, a solid barrier like a dam or like a high height that weir or barrage will be constructed to store a water. Then after that particular amount of water will be diverted into canal. Clear? From upstream side of that dam, weir or barrage. Clear? So the diagram like this. So in this system, there are canal are off taking from both the side of upstream side. Clear? So that RHR means right hand regulators. So after that, there are right branch canal. Clear? Then left hand side canal will be provided. Then the next one is combined irrigation system. So in combined irrigation system, obviously you know that there are combinations of uh, direct and combination of direct as well as storage. Clear? So in this system, which will be useful for non-perennial rivers. Clear? So in this system, dam will be constructed, and but there are no canal takeoff from the upstream side of the dam, but canal takeoff from the downstream, further downstream side of that particular system or irrigation works. So obviously there are no canal takeoff from the dam side. Clear? Then our downstream side that called RHR, LHR, LBC, RBC. Clear? So there are constructions of small height where then the water is diverted into canal. So this called as a combined irrigation system. So that combined irrigation system is useful where the valley project are there, like Sardar Sarovar Dam. So in this system is very useful for the development of hydroelectrical power plant. Power. Clear? When we construct hydroelectric power plant, so this system is useful for that particular reason. Clear? Then after lift irrigation system. Clear? So lift irrigation system is useful when the water supply is at a low level, clear, not a high level. So that to run by gravity flow to that land. So in this system, water is not lifted. Sorry, it is not flow by gravity flow. So because that low level of water level. So in this system, the pump will be useful to extract the water from low level to the agriculture field. So that's called a lift irrigation system. Clear? So next one, classification based on culturable commanded area. So what is a culturable commanded area? So this is an area that this is an area that particular crop grown. Clear? So that called cultivable commanded area means that area that farmers grow a crop. Clear? So that total amount of area that called a GCA means gross cultivable gross commanded area. GCA gross commanded area. Gross commanded area equals to cultivable commanded area plus uncultivable area. So what is uncultivable area? Means that area that crop is not grown. Clear? So that crop grown plus crop is not grown, that equals to GCA. Right? So there are classification based on CCA. So first one, major project. So then CCA greater than 10,000 hectare, otherwise we can say that 100 kilometer square. So that project called major project. That's next for the example next the answer of the project, minor project. When the CCA lies between 2000 hectare to 10,000 hectare, otherwise we can say that 20 kilometers square to 100 kilometers square. So that project called medium project. The last one is minor project. So when CCA is below or less than 2000 hectare, otherwise 20 kilometers square, that project called minor project. Clear? So there are three classification based on CCA.